What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Classic Chronicles. I hope everybody enjoyed yesterday's vlog where I reviewed NXT Stand and Deliver. If you haven't checked that out, please do. But for today, we're going to get to the main event of the weekend, and I'm, of course, talking about WrestleMania 40, man. So this was a two-night extravaganza. It was so big that they had to do it for 2 nights, and they've been doing that for the last couple of years. And you know, usually one night is better than the other, but I can tell you with all certainty that this WrestleMania was the best WrestleMania in years, man. Wow, just so much has happened, and we're going to unpack it all. If you're not into long vlogs, stop it right now because this is gonna get super long. But just kidding. I'll try not to make it too long. But a lot did happen, so let's just get right into it. Oh man, so night one started out with Triple H welcoming in everybody to Philly and WrestleMania. That was cool. And then Coco Jones sang the national anthem. Uh, and then to kick off the action, you had the WWE Women's World Championship being defended as Rhea Ripley took on Becky Lynch, and this is the first time in 4 years that Rhea and Becky have met in a singles match, and this is the grandest stage of them all, man. So last year Rhea Ripley won the championship at WrestleMania, and this year she's defending her championship at WrestleMania. So she has been champion for a full year, and Becky Lynch was looking to get back to the mountaintop. Um, but in the end, Rhea Ripley ended up getting the win over the man or big time Bex, whatever you want to call her. But it was a very, very hard fought matchup, and it was mentioned on commentary that that Becky was battling strep throat in an 104 fever all week, but still managed to work a 20-minute match, which is remarkable in its own right, because I can tell you from experience, just working a match when you're not sick is taxing in itself. But when you're working sick, it adds a whole new layer of difficulty. But Becky was able to pull it off and deliver a hell of an opener for WrestleMania. WrestleMania. Next up, the six pack challenge for both the WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Now they're so the so for a couple of years now, it has both sets of championships have counted as one championship. So one tag team held both sets of championships for Raw and SmackDown, meaning they had to defend both championships on both shows. But Triple H decided to separate the titles again. One team from Raw and one team from SmackDown would win the match, and the participants in the match were DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, The Miz and R-Truth, Awesome Truth, the New Catch Republic, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, uh, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and and uh, and of course the Judgment Day were in that match as well. Man, just so much shenanigans going on, but Grayson Waller and Austin Theory ended up winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, so they are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth ended up winning the Raw Tag Team Championships. Man, I'm so happy because R-Truth he's been with the company for the better part of 2 decades, and he has never had a WrestleMania moment. And on this night, R-Truth finally got his WrestleMania moment. so happy for him. He deserves it. The man is a national treasure. Uh, we need to protect him at all costs. Love our truth. But man, what a matchup it was. So many great spots. The ladder spot with the an ode to Terry Funk, where Tyler Bate put the ladder on his head and just essentially spun it around. Oh, and also the New Day was in that match too. I'd be hard pressed if I didn't mention the New Day. So anyway, Tyler Bate was spinning the ladder around and just hitting everybody with it. It was pretty cool to see. Uh, and then man, just a great ladder match. And also the gear, man. Shout out to Xavier Woods for pulling out his Rocky S gear and his gear from his old gimmick, Consequences Creed in TNA. That was a nice callback. But yeah, all hats off to all of these men for putting on one hell of a match. Next up, Rey Mysterio and Andrade, El Idolo, defeated Rey's son Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. And like I'm not trying to I found it kind of weird that the matchup featuring four Mexican superstars was sponsored by Minute Maid Agua Fresca. That was just weird to put that branding on that tag team match. But anyway, Rey and Andrade ended up picking up the win. It was a cool match, man. The LWO got involved. Legado de Fantasma got involved. So it was pretty cool. But anyway, Rey Mysterio ended up picking up the win against his son Dominic for the second year in a row. Hopefully, if they have a match next year in some capacity, maybe third time's the charm. The charm for Dominic Mysterio. But anyway, next up, speaking of family, Jey Uso battled Jimmy Uso, man. Battle of the Usos, battle of twin brothers, man. This is the first time since 2009 that brothers have gone one-on-one at WrestleMania, and only the third time in WrestleMania history. First was Owen and Brett at WrestleMania 10. Next was Matt and Jeff Hardy at WrestleMania 25, and this was the third time. Just last year the Usos were defending the Undisputed Tag Team Championships in the main event of WrestleMania Night 1, which kind of set this whole thing in motion after the loss. But it was good. Could have been a lot better, but hey, it was good for what it was. And that would not be the last that we would see of Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania. We'll get to that a little bit later on, but for now, we're going to talk about the ladies tearing things up as three members of Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Asuka, also known as the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka, and the Women's WWE Tag Team Champions, took on the team of Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. Nice to see Naomi back. Naomi came back at the Royal Rumble. Jade Cargill debuted at the Royal Rumble, and Bianca Belair, who has had this year-long feud with Damage Control, went out and got some backup. And in this matchup, there was another case of bad sponsorship, as seeing as Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi are all African American ladies and African American superstars. That matchup was sponsored by Wingstop. I don't know. Maybe it was a coincidence, but anyway, let's not dwell on that too long. But yeah. So despite everything that Damage Control tried to do as a unit, the team of Bianca, Jade, and Naomi were just too powerful for them. And those three ladies ended up picking up the win, man. Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. so cool to see Jade Cargill. She's been on big stages before in AEW. Her dominant run as TBS champion in AEW, and then to go from that to having a WrestleMania match, all in like the span of like 2 years, 3 years, insane. But Jade Cargill came out as dressed as Storm from the X-Men, and as her theme states in the beginning, a storm is coming. So yeah, I felt it kind of inappropriate, and it definitely continued her trend of dressing up as characters on pay-per-view. She always cosplays when it comes to pay-per-view, so this definitely continued that trend. Um, yeah. So, and then, like I said, man, props to all the ladies for showing up and showing out. And then in the semi-main event of the first night, Sami Zayn defeated Gunther to become the new Intercontinental Champion, man. And ending Gunther's 600 plus day reign with the Intercontinental Championship. This was built up as a true underdog story. Of course, Sami Zayn being the underdog, and Gunther kind of being, the unbeatable champion. But Sammy managed to find a way to get the job done, man. And so happy for Sammy. Had his WrestleMania moment last year, winning the tag team championship with Kevin Owens, and now to have a singles WrestleMania moment where he wins the Intercontinental Championship and ends a historic reign is truly happy for Sami Zayn. I followed him nearly his entire career. Man, just a great thing for Sammy. And then, of course, the main event of night one was probably the biggest tag team match in WrestleMania history, man. You had Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins taking on Roman Reigns and The Rock. And this matchup would have huge implications for the next night, WrestleMania Sunday. At, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins ended up taking the loss with The Rock pinning Cody. Thus, if Rock and Roman Reigns won the matchup on the following night, the main event of night two, Cody and Roman will be fought under what is known as bloodline rules, which means anything goes. No disqualifications, no countouts, nothing like that. And then if Seth and Cody had one, it would be straight up 1-on-1, no interference from anybody. But like I said, The Rock ended up pinning Cody Rhodes, and thus the matchup was fought under Bloodline rules, man. And speaking of The Rock, man, it's so good to have him back. He adds a whole new element to what already has been one hell of a saga, the Bloodline saga. This whole thing started about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and then and for it to continue and be as fresh and as exciting as it is, I've definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely the best storyline in the last 2 decades for me. But anyway, man, so that was night one, man. Now on to night two. So again, it was in Philly, but the weather was a little bit warmer last night than it was the night before. 61 degrees in Philly on night two. On night two, Stephanie McMahon made her return to WWE television. She had been absent throughout the whole Vince McMahon scandal and all of that stuff. So now it's nice to see her back. And from the post press conference last night, it seems like she is back in the fold, and we might see her more on television. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. So kicking off night two, Yeah, okay. It was Drew McIntyre versus Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth being banged up after the tag team match last night. Had to go out tonight and wrestle first. Uh, tough task. And but Seth gave it everything he had, man. You know, Seth Seth became the WWE World Champion back in May of last year, and that was a brand new championship. So Seth, being the workhorse that he is, he elevated that championship to where it is now, and now everybody's gunning for him. And Drew McIntyre has said throughout this whole thing that Seth is too involved with the bloodline story and he should be focusing more on him. And he said that would be his downfall. And but it ended up in the end being Drew McIntyre's downfall because even though Drew McIntyre won the World Heavyweight Championship from Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk are kind of involved in a rivalry as well, and CM Punk was on commentary for this match, and ended up essentially costing Drew McIntyre the World Heavyweight Championship, and it'll make sense in a second because Damian Priest, who has had the Money in the Bank contract for close to a year now, which virtually guarantees you a shot, guarantees you're going to be champion if you cash it in. There have been a few instances where it hasn't worked, but it's almost a guaranteed championship reign. And tonight, Damian Priest cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Drew McIntyre and ended up becoming the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I got emotional for this, and I'm going to tell you why. Because first, for those of you who don't know, Damian Priest, he is of Puerto Rican descent, and he is the first Puerto Rican-born champion in more than 50 years. The last one was Pedro Morales, who won the WWF Championship, and Damian Priest, a guy who's worked so hard and to elevate himself and to further his career when people said that he couldn't do it and he wasn't going to be able to do it. He said, 10 years ago I was homeless and now I'm sitting here tonight as your world champion, man. That just that's for the culture, man. As maybe y'all don't know, but I am Puerto Rican, so this tonight was a very special night for my people and the culture. Oh man, so that was only the first match, man. What a way to set the tone for night two. So next up we had Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits taking on the Final Testament, which was Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain, man. Man, there were a few surprises in this match, man. You had Snoop Dogg on commentary, and then you had the special guest referee was Bubba Ray Dudley. Since they were in Philly, that's the home of ECW, and Bubba certainly has a lot of history and a special place in Philadelphia. So it was cool to see him back in WWE as a referee, man. This match was kind of good, man. Montez Ford, man, of the Street Profits, just defying gravity every time, man. Always. And all of these men, man. And I found it funny that Corey Graves on commentary said that this was the first WrestleMania for Paul Ellering, which he is incorrect. Paul Ellering, who managed the Road Warriors back in the early, the Legion of Doom back in the early 90s, I should say, appeared at WrestleMania 8. So this was not in fact the first WrestleMania for Mr. Ellering. Corey, it's cool. everybody makes mistakes, but I just found that kind of funny. But yeah. So anyway, the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley ended up picking up the win over the Final Testament. And it was crazy. The B-Fab and which is the manager of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, and Scarlett, who is one of the managers of the Final Testament and the wife of Karrion Kross. They ended up getting involved and putting each other through tables and hitting each other with kendo sticks, man. It was just a the wild, wild west out there. But still a fun match. There was a fun spot where the Street Profits paid tribute to the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon, with the What's Up headbutt in the nether regions. So that was pretty cool to see. But anyway, man, great matchup for night two. And then and in the third matchup of the night, of night two, you had LA Knight defeat AJ Styles, man. And LA Knight got his big WrestleMania moment. AJ has been out in a few WrestleManias now. But way to it was a good match. I enjoyed it. The rivalry's been great. The build has been great. And LA Knight picking up the win with blunt force trauma. And AJ, his signature move, blunt force trauma. And where he like kind of, it's kind of like a forward Russian leg sweep and kind of drops you, not on your head, but it gives you the illusion that you're getting dropped on your head. But yeah, man. Well, what do you call it? And AJ Styles' new theme song is really cool. Finally, his old theme song was great, but his new theme song is even cooler, and I think it fits his character and the direction that it's going even more than the previous one did. So, shout out to AJ Styles, man. Next up was the triple threat match for the United States Championship. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul, and it was pretty cool moment. For Kevin Owens right before he walked out in front of the live crowd. Sami Zayn was back there to greet him and kind of say go get him. It's your turn now. Sami won the Intercontinental Championship previously, as we just discussed. But that was pretty cool. Lifelong friends cheering each other on. And then man, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton came down to the ring together. As weird as that sounds, they came down on a golf cart. But yeah, so really, really good match, man. And like I said, you gotta give. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Everybody that's hating on Logan Paul, hey, Logan Paul shouldn't be wrestling. He's a YouTuber. No, man, the guy takes it seriously, and you can see it. Every match he just gets better and better. Like I was impressed with in his first outing against Roman Reigns. That's no easy task to go up against Roman Reigns, and then Logan Paul just brought it, and then every other time after that he's gotten better and better and better, and tonight he showed out again and ended up keeping his United States Championship. I YouTuber and Logan's friend I Show Speed was in the match, was involved in the match, dressed up as a Prime bottle. And speaking of Prime is now an official partner of WWE. You see it on the mat branding for WrestleMania. But yeah, man, great match, great showing by all three men, and especially Logan Paul just doing his thing. He's gonna have his naysayers, but hey, I gotta give the guy credit. So next up was the in the semi main event, Bayley versus Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. Now, remember how I mentioned Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, and Asuka and Io Sky. And Bayley was also a part of the group. She was the leader of the group, but the other members of Damage Control excommunicated her. And here we have this matchup, man. Bayley has Bailey has never had a one-on-one championship match at WrestleMania. She has, I believe, she's won a championship at WrestleMania or defended it, but she has never had a one-on-one matchup at WrestleMania. So this is good for her. Got a huge babyface reaction, and you know, Io Sky, she's just so good, and they mentioned it on commentary that she's so underrated as a performer. Man, everybody kind of looks past her because you always see her with damage control, but one on one by herself, she's a problem, man. And these two women bought it, and it was so cool to see Bailey get the win at WrestleMania and finally become the WWE Women's Champion in her first one-on-one matchup at the event. It was pretty damn cool. And all right, so now here is the moment you've all been waiting for: the main event of night two. Cody Rhodes taking on Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. That's a lot, but that's a mouthful. But man, what a matchup it was, man. So obviously Cody and Roman one took place at WrestleMania 39. Cody didn't get the job done due to outside interference, and going into this year, like I said, Bloodline rules. It was, the deck was stacked against Cody, but somehow, man, it just so much happened in this match, man. Cody and Roman went at it for 20 minutes, and then, the interferences started to happen. First, Jimmy Uso came out to help out Roman Reigns, and then got taken down by his brother Jay. Continuing their rivalry, Jay speared Jimmy off the stage. Then The Rock came out to. No, then Solo Sikoa came out to help Roman Reigns again, and then when you think that was it, man, John Cena shows up because he's had a history with Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa beat him in dominant fashion back in May at Crown Jewel, so there's the story there, and then as soon as Solo Sikoa gets taken out by John Cena with an attitude adjustment through a table, man, the Rock comes out, the final boss. He makes another appearance and just takes out John Cena and getting ready to whoop on Seth Rollins. But then all of a sudden, when you think that's done, man, the Undertaker comes out. The lights go down, the gong toll, the bell tolls, and man, he's already in the ring. Just The Rock doesn't see him, but then when The Rock turns around, yeah, Undertaker's got this really scary look on his face, and then just choke slams The Rock, and that ends that, and then and then what do you call it? And then you got Seth Rollins was involved, man. He was in his Shield gear, taking the bullet for Cody Rhodes because Cody was about to get hit with a steel chair by Roman, and Roman Reigns did the spot where he hit Seth Rollins in the back with the steel chair while his back was turned, because that's how the Shield that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins were a part of, with John Moxley. That's how that group disbanded. So it was a nice little callback to that. And then essentially when Roman hit Cody Roman hit Seth with a chair instead of Cody, that kind of cost him the match, essentially. So Cody Rhodes was able to hit his signature move Crossroads 3 times on Roman, and pick up the win and finally finish the story, man. Cody Rhodes is your new WWE World Universal Heavyweight Championship, man. Champion, I should say. And man, what an emotional moment for him. Dusty Rhodes his father Dusty Rhodes, the legendary Dusty Rhodes, never got to win the championship, and ultimately, unfortunately, passed away before Cody could hand him the World Heavyweight Championship. But tonight was definitely vindication, and congratulations to Roman, man. Carried the held the championship for 1,300 and something days, man. Just carrying the company on his back, and you know, whatever happens from here with Roman, was a hell of a run. Probably will never ever be topped, and you know, it was a cool gesture by the WWE to kind of present Cody with the exact same watch that his father Dusty pawned off so he can go to acting school all those years ago, and the WWE was able to track down the exact same watch that Dusty Rhodes wore and give it to Cody as kind of a gift on top of winning the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, man. So lots of tears. The babyface side of the locker room emptied out. Cody's mom was in the ring. His wife Brandy was in the ring, and man, an emotional night. An emotional night for Cody. Congratulations to him. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the callback to WrestleMania 30 during Cody Rhodes' entrance. Triple H had a similar entrance where he had Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, and Sasha Banks at the time pull off his King of Kings mask, and Cody kind of did the same thing tonight, except his wife Brandy pulled off his mask, and that was kind of cool. It was kind of a callback to WrestleMania 30. I enjoyed it. But man, what a night in professional wrestling! What a weekend in professional wrestling! And I know this is a WWE blog, but I also have to mention, shout out to Mark Briscoe, who at Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor, won the Ring of Honor World Championship. And the reason why this was so special was because his brother Jay, who unfortunately passed away this year in January, he held it. Mark won the Ring of Honor World Championship exactly 10 years to the day that that his brother Jay won his first world title. So much well deserved. Congratulations to Mark Briscoe. What a weekend for professional wrestling, man. I know you guys can tell my voice is a little hoarse, and that's from screaming, man. I love this, man. I love professional wrestling, and as a fan, whether I'm in the ring or just watching it as a fan, man, there's nothing like it. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of the Classic Chronicles. If you're stuck around this long, major props to you, because I know it's a super long, but we had a lot to unpack there. But that is going to do it for this episode. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.